Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Friends in the Wild podcast. We're so glad you're here. So glad you're listening. So glad you made it through last week if you did. If not, I apologize because my mic wasn't connected. So it was just computer audio, which sucked. But we're here. We're all good this week. And we have a extremely important episode and something to celebrate this week.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. I'm so glad your mic is working. That's what I'm thankful for this week.
Same.
Drag, but
So, today, the day that this episode is coming out, first of all, happy Friday. More importantly, happy birthday, Mallie! 23!
I know it's crazy. I enjoyed my moments of 22 when I was so young and you were so old.
Yeah.
But the time has come for me to join you in our old age.
It's really actually crazy that we are in the end of November of this year.
I feel like November has flown by.
Same.
But,
Absolutely.
I'm kind of here for it because Christmas is right. Like, I'm ready. Like, I wanted to speed up and then Thanksgiving to last like 6 years. And then speed up in Christmas.
Yeah.
Actually, December can go slow because you really need time to soak it all in.
December.
Decorate so much, it needs to slow down.
Yeah.
We've had this talk.
Yeah.
So
I'm saying from now until about December 13th can go really quick. Well, actually, I want Thanksgiving week to go slow. And then zoom really fast, done with finals, and then, yeah.
There's no better feeling than finishing finals and knowing, it's Christmas.
Yeah, you don't have to think about it until a month from now, you know?
Yeah.
Anyways, back to the main event. Mallie's birthday today, literally the day that this comes out. So if you are listening when this comes out, you're in perfect timing to tell her happy birthday. And if you don't, we will be coming at you. We can see who listens.
Don't listen.
I'm just kidding. We can't see who listens. Just for the record, we wish we could.
Hold you all accountable.
Yeah. But before we get into Mallie's birthday interview, I think we have some pop culture TikTok drama to discuss.
Yeah, we do. There's just been a lot of stuff going on in pop culture this second at the moment. So, which one do we want to start with? Do you want us to start with our most exciting news that we've had this week?
Oh, no, let's save it for last.
Okay, we're saving the best for last, so you'll better listen.
I want to go in chronological order because I want to start with the fact that I predicted, which it wasn't very hard to predict, but I predicted Zach Bryan and Brie LaPaglia, or Brianna Chicken Fry, would break up. And they did very publicly, very famously.
Yes.
And as it turns out, he was emotionally abusive, so.
Yeah. Which, we've known that he's shady. He's a shady character. He literally mailed his wife divorce papers while she was deployed.
Yeah.
So we've known he's shady, and I just feel so bad for Brianna because, they had a house together and all this stuff, and, all that's coming out is just horrible stuff. So I feel very bad for her.
Yeah.
But I have to say that the timing of all this was kind of on her side because I feel like she was on the verge of being canceled. Yeah. And it could have been his fault for all we know, behind the scenes, how he was treating her. And I think that is kind of the case. But I do feel like she was kind of on the verge of being canceled. So this has been her sympathy saving grace. I hate to say that, but
I agree. So just really quick recap if you don't know. So Zach Bryan is a super famous country singer. And he's kind of I think his personality is probably insufferable, but he has some good songs. And Brianna Chicken Fry is a TikTok personality, and now she works for Barstool and has podcasts through Barstool, Dave Portnoy type stuff. And if you haven't gotten the whole rundown, which you might have been living under a rock or just not on TikTok, either one. Basically, Zach Bryan broke up with her, whatever, and then he was immediately on dating apps, and then he posted an Instagram story alerting the world that they had broken up before and they had decided that they weren't going to talk about it for a little bit publicly so that they could heal or whatever by themselves. And then he posted it on Instagram, and then let's see, his team wanted her to sign an NDA a
Yeah,
non-disclosure agreement for $12 million.
which means there had to be some shady stuff go down.
Yeah.
12 million is not like a small chunk of change. That's
No.
which I'm wondering like how much his past women have been offered
I
also.
think so too. So he has like an ex-wife and an ex-girlfriend that everyone thinks they also had to sign NDAs. Or like did sign NDAs. I guess Bree didn't
I
have
would
to.
have.
She didn't. I would have too, especially if like Bree
Definitely.
has a following and like a way to make quite a bit of money. If you're just kind of like a normal person,
Yeah.
$12 million to not tell anybody what your boyfriend did to you, sure. You know?
Yeah, I'm down. As long as it wasn't like anything I needed to report for legal action, then
Yeah. Which
give
it
me the Mooney.
it might have been,
It
truthfully.
could have been. He has small man syndrome, like
Yeah.
diagnosed. I'm the doctor. Give me the prescription pad.
Yeah.
He has small man syndrome. So, and like I like his music. I literally went to his concert in June, I think.
Yeah.
So I like all of his stuff, but at this point, like I've been skipping his songs when they come on the radio. Just
Mhm.
I have a bad taste in my mouth.
I just think that's kind of his thing. Like he's awful to these women and then like writes songs about it and then when he's done with one he just gives them up and
And
goes on to the
nobody holds
next.
them accountable.
Yeah, and
So,
he just like causes this like turmoil in their lives and it's all just like kind of like tortured artist kind of deal.
yeah,
But it's like also you're a loser, you know?
yeah, definitely. But
So,
just add it to the list of things that we've predicted.
yep. If you guys want anything to happen, just let us know and we'll talk about it on the podcast and
Prediction box next week. What you
then
want to happen.
then give it about 6 months. One of my friends actually texted me and said, Mallie needs to talk about me getting engaged on on the podcast.
One of my friends texted me and talked about me talking about her finding a car and her wedding not costing a lot. So,
Yeah.
everybody, I'm like Houdini, okay? Get your stuff in, and I'll just read them off, manifesting everything for everyone.
Yeah, literally just reading stuff on the podcast.
Yeah.
Um, okay, so moving on from Zach Bryan, we have the pajama drama.
Which I love the name Pajama Drama.
Padrama? Question mark?
Padrami?
So, sorry, you can go
No,
ahead.
you got it. You got it.
I don't really know that much. I mean, I know the gist of it, but
Yeah. Well, I think her name's Cecily Bachman,
yeah.
and her sister-in-law Samantha Bachman are both TikTok influencer girlies, and they recently started a pajama brand called For the Mims, and they like released their holiday sets. And I think like a kid's set was $78, and then the women's set was like $98, which is a quite a large sum of money for pajamas.
Yeah.
Um, personally, like I'm not gonna buy them, but whatever. And there's been a ton of backlash over the pricing, which is rightfully so, I think, to some degree. Like I think in some of their pictures they took, the shirt is literally a Comfort Colors brand that they forgot to change the tag.
Wait,
And then
is it like truly a comfort color shirt?
I saw a picture, and as long as it's like an authentic picture, it had a
Yeah.
Comfort Colors tag. And one of their like stock photos had a hair in it. Like
Had
I
hair in
saw,
it.
yeah, like you can see a hair on one of the pajama pants. Yeah, just like
That's just like
weird stuff.
weird.
Yeah. Well, apparently, like, people have been coming on the internet and talking about it, and this one girl was like, "I'm gonna place an order and give an honest review." So she bought with her own money these pajamas. They canceled her order, and Samantha Bachman, the sister-in-law, sent this girl a message and was like, "This is defamation, and we were told that you were gonna give us a negative review, so we've canceled your order." And all the stuff like eh, I mean, just making it sound like she was going to take legal action against this girl, honestly. So, Cecily, the other one, um, is friends with one of our girls we watch on TikTok, Avery Woods. And she was liking some shady comments because Avery Woods just recently came out with a pajama collaboration with already a well established luxury pajama brand. So hers were expensive, but I mean it wasn't her doing, it was the brand's doing. And she was like liking a comment asking why Avery wasn't getting hate on her pajamas, but she was. So basically, it's just all this drama. And I think that, yes, were they overpriced? Yeah. But I also think Cecily's going through something. And really, the moral of the story is the hate on the internet is insane.
Yeah.
Like, people started posting videos because it was fun, and then they started making a very good living for their family. And now, like, you do one thing wrong, and the internet will switch up on you in a second. And it's crazy. Like, I don't even know if I would want to be an influencer at that point because, like, I watched a video today and it was like women hate women. And that's honestly the vibes that I do get off of social media. So I think it's just like they don't deserve the hate they're getting for over pajamas. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Thoughts, opinions?
So I'm actually having a lot of thoughts about this at this moment. First of all, it is all literally so stupid. And okay, the hate over pajamas so stupid. Just don't buy them. Okay? Like really not that crazy. Secondly, these people live in Tennessee. Did you know that?
I did know that, yeah.
They live in Franklin, right? So like my thought here is like they are surrounded by people who are
Wealthy.
wealthy, well off at least. I mean like
Yeah.
$100 on each set of pajamas for their family is like probably pretty par for the course. They're like getting the cute
Yeah.
Christmas photos, whatever. So I think that you have to look at things through the lens of like where that person is, and not that we should always allow people to like just be privileging all over other people. You know what I mean?
Right.
But like some people are probably going to buy the pajamas. One of my mom's friends always used to say things are worth as much as people are willing to pay for them. Somebody's probably willing to pay $90 for those. Are they valued at that? Probably not, but like literally just don't buy them if they're not good.
Yeah.
Like that's how the market works. Third, Avery Woods, I like Avery Woods, but
Mhm.
if I see one more grown adult talking about liked, like getting mad about think comments on TikTok that other people have liked and like that's them making this like huge statement, I'm going to actually have a heart attack because that sounds like you are in 5th grade.
I agree. But at the same time, like, they're getting a check. Like,
Which ones?
anyone who does that, because they're going to get views, they're going to get
Oh
followers.
yeah, 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 yeah.
So they're
Yeah,
getting like, I get it, but at the same time, like, that has to be exhausting
I
to
agree.
constantly feel like you have to speak up on drama and make a statement and make something out of nothing. Like, I don't want that. I want a very peaceful life.
I know.
I want 0 drama.
And I understand it from their perspective because, like, her liking those comments was pretty much
It
her
was, yeah.
saying, you
Give
guys are
Avery
hating
hate.
on Avery too.
And
But
Avery's like,
just to,
"What did I do to get
yeah,
involved?"
just to like live a life where you have to be worrying about what comments your friends are liking on TikTok. Like,
Yeah.
it's so weird and so
Weird.
far removed from like how humans are probably supposed to live.
Mhm. No, I definitely agree.
So I am pretty I usually just scroll when I see a pajama
I do
video
too.
because
I'm over it.
it's such big drama. Like it's all over the
Yeah.
internet for some
Like,
reason.
it's pajamas. Let's move
Yeah.
on. Like, if that's what we're worried about, we need to take a step back
Yeah.
and really look at the big picture.
I agree.
But anyways,
Okay. So, two more things. One is very quick. Claudia Oshry is pregnant. She is a co-host of the Toast podcast, one of our favorites. And it's just kind of like huge news because she is a co-host
yeah,
with her sister who has 2 kids and like lives in Florida and is kind of like a homestead, like trad wife kind of vibe. And then she still lives in New York and like New York City with her husband. And she's just been kind of like more, I don't want to say fun, but like
she
free,
lives the dink
whatever.
life.
Yeah, she's been living like the young, like 20s girl life.
Right. So this
Um,
is crazy.
yeah, it's just kind
And
of
I'm
so
so happy
exciting.
for them. And I think that motherhood is going to change her. Not in a
I
bad way. I
agree.
think it'll change her in like the best way possible.
Yeah, and
And I'm
they're 4 sisters, and there was like the videos of her telling each one of her sisters, and it was just so cute.
it
And
was very
I'm like
sweet.
genuinely like very happy for her, almost as happy that I was for JC when she got pregnant.
I know. That one was a tearjerker for sure, which is a great segue.
Yep.
So, as you all know, we are humongous fans of the What We Said podcast. That's honestly like they're the inspiration for us starting our own podcast. That's like who we started listening to. And we went to their live show in Nashville in, what was that? Was that last
Like
year?
March of 22, maybe? Is when I was in Nashville. I don't know.
Holy cow,
I know.
maybe that was 23. Either way, we still went to and seen them live in Nashville, and we're obsessed with them. Like, we've been listening literally for years.
Yeah.
So, Laura Grace and I have just been on our commenting game recently. Any video we see potentially interesting on TikTok, we're probably going to comment on it.
Yeah.
So, I left a little sly comment on Chelsea Curtis's TikTok page, thinking that this is definitely a shot in the dark. And I made like a joke that showed that I obviously listened to the podcast and like
Yeah. Kind of
I
like
know
a
them.
podcast listener inside joke, yeah.
Yes. And the comment got no likes. Literally dry as the Sahara. And then I get 2 phone calls and 2 texts from Margaret that say, "Look, look, look, Chelsea replied." So I let out an audible scream as one does.
Of course.
And my mom was like in the middle of asking me a question. I was like, and then she's like, "What?" I was like, "Chelsea replied." And then I go on TikTok and all she said was literally, but like my life was made.
Yeah.
And in that moment, I knew I'd made it. I was like,
Yeah.
holy, because like I commented on our podcast account, so she kind of had to see the name.
She's probably listening right now, if we're being
Probably, she's
honest.
like incognito listening.
Yeah.
But I died in that moment. I literally texted Colin. I was like, just so you know, Chelsea replied, and he knew who I was talking about.
Yeah.
Chelsea replied. He's like,
Obviously.
oh my gosh, that's so cool.
I know.
So I screenshot it like it's gonna be on the camera roll forever. We
Yeah.
love them so much. Like,
We do.
so it was just a really special moment.
It was. And also, I love how we just got done hating on people being obsessed with TikTok comments. And then literally our next story was how excited we were.
So you've got to be obsessed with positive TikTok.
You're right. You're so right.
Spreading
Anyway,
the good word.
also Chelsea is like a medium-sized influencer. I mean, don't get me wrong, I would love for our podcast to have as many followers as she has. But we're just personally obsessed with her, you know? So it's like a
Mhm.
huge deal. And she
Mhm.
knows we exist now, so
And she was like the inspiration for my engagement ring design. Like, I'm
she
obsessed with
she
her.
is truly like she has influenced our lives heavily,
Heavily.
I would say.
Heavily.
Yeah.
Heavy.
Her and
Heavily.
JC both, I love them.
I do too. And I was going to say something else. And I forgot. Oh, the fact that the comment had no likes.
Yeah, it still doesn't, I don't think.
I mean, only the people I told about the comment. They like went and looked for the proof and they liked it. So,
Yeah, obviously.
Chelsea, if you ever hear this, just know I'd die for you.
Yeah. No,
And JC.
I love her. I love both of them so much.
Yeah.
I
Anyways,
just
I
feel like
guess we have to move on.
that's what our next phase of life is gonna look like. Like they have new little babies and
Whoa.
I mean like, okay, maybe like phase after next, you know?
Like, okay, hold the
We still
phone.
have our like young married couple era. And I still have my law school era.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Okay.
who knows, I might have like a single girl era after law school.
Oh.
I'm just kidding.
Is this your
Maybe,
breakup
but like, okay, I'm not gonna say.
we manifest a little too hard on this podcast.
You're right. I take it back. I take it back. I take it back.
You better watch what you say.
Apologies to my significant other. Anyway, let's hop into the meat and potatoes. Remember when I used to
Hey,
always
do
say
you
the
not
meat
have
and
any
potatoes?
life updates?
Oh, not really. Do you?
How did your
When I'll
dance formal go? Yeah.
Yeah, so I didn't post a TikTok. You might have noticed the absence.
I'm not surprised. I'm just
Yeah.
disappointed.
I did take one and I let Ryan choose the song and he chose Higher by Creed. Like can you take
Okay.
me higher? So I didn't post that because I thought it's not really the vibe.
You could have just
Um,
changed the audio.
I know, but I kind of like anyway, it's fine. I'm not gonna post it, but it was kind of a cute video. Um, But it was a lot of fun. I talked to a lot of people that I haven't really talked to since, like, orientation. So, it was fun. We had just far too much fun.
Well, I hate that.
I know.
Is that it? That's all I've got.
Yeah, my dress fit really well, so that's good.
Well, that's good. We wouldn't know. We couldn't see it, so
Yeah,
we'll
sorry.
take your word for it. I just have one quick life update, and I think that all the listeners are going to be beyond relieved.
I think so too.
I have set a wedding date, and I've booked my place. And, I thought, like, this whole and, like, a weight is lifted off of me, but it was quickly replaced with more stress. So, financial stress. The whole, like, totaling my car really did me in, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
But and also just, like, so much detail stress. But it's exciting. And my sister called me this morning and actually told me that she had to take anxiety medication thinking about me yesterday because I hadn't set a wedding date.
Oh,
I was like,
well,
"Actually, you can't put that on me.
seriously.
There's a bigger fish in there."
Mhm.
But at least I'm not to blame anymore.
I'm glad. I'm glad that you could lift that weight from her shoulders and from
Yeah.
all of ours.
I'm sorry if you all had to take anxiety medicine because of me.
I was about
Forgive
to.
me.
I was about to get on some
Imagine how
Lexapro.
I feel.
Yeah.
Anywho,
Well, we're so excited for further
stay
updates.
tuned.
Do you
Yeah.
have, like, any hint as to, like, the vibe, the color, the anything?
Um, the vibe, not really sure. The colors, I think I'm just gonna do, like, pastels. Like, if there's not gonna be a specific color set,
Yeah,
'cause
I would've
I don't
guessed
wanna
that
tie
too.
myself down to any certain color.
Yeah.
Um, so more like just summery pastels,
I
and
love
that's pretty much it. Probably like a lot of grandma decor because 'cause I'm grandma
obviously.
core, but
I love the grandma wedding vibe.
thank you. It's like you're marrying your grandmother.
I'm literally so excited for this is kind of like the wedding of the century, so I think I've
Is
said that
it
before, but I will continue to say it. Yeah, it
well,
is.
I appreciate it. Please
Um,
don't put too much pressure on me. I'm
yeah.
fragile.
I think you can take the pressure. I do.
Thank you.
And just know that there is a lot. All of our listeners, you have to
Oh,
live up to
okay,
there.
cool.
Did you see the Mike Tyson Logan Paul fight? Anything about it?
So sad. I watched it.
It's so sad. He was like
I
the
wanted to cry.
the interview after when he was like, "I'm just sorry I let everybody down."
But he was like, "No, I'm proud of myself." And you know what? He's 60 years old.
Yeah,
First of all, that was, like, verging on elder abuse.
I know. And I was thinking about this. Is it Jake Paul or Logan Paul, first of all? Jake?
It's Jake Paul.
Okay. Um, there was kind of, like, no winning in that for some people for him because, like, if he lost, people were gonna be like, "Oh, you're such an idiot. You lost to, like, this old guy." And then if he won, then people were gonna be like, "Why'd you even do that? Like, you're beating up on an old guy," you know?
Yeah.
And I
But
think a lot of people just think it's cool because it's like Mike
yeah.
Tyson, you know?
No, I think it was cool, and, I mean, he put up a good fight, but I was like feel like I was expecting, like, this grand, glorious fight, forgetting that he's also human and
Yeah.
aging.
What I
If he was
saw of
gonna
it was
fight someone his age, it would've been a lot better, but
yeah,
he did it for 8 rounds, so
I
we're
know.
proud of him.
Yeah, it just kinda generally it made me a little sad, I gotta be honest.
Yeah. Like,
Even though I know nothing about
nope, not a clue.
like, I think it's boxing, also could be wrestling, though.
I don't think you're allowed to punch in wrestling. I have
What do you do?
literally
Just,
no
like,
idea.
pin people this is gonna make some
This is
people mad.
not a conversation for us to be having.
Let's just move on.
We know our place and it's not here. We're gonna move on.
Yeah, okay, moving on to the meat and potatoes, as I used to say, I like it, I'm gonna bring it back. Um, it's Mallie's birthday week slash birthday, the day that this comes out. So we are just gonna be celebrating her this episode. If you'll remember, for my birthday episode, we did a little like interview about me, which was so fun because I love to talk about myself, and so does Mallie. So here we are doing a
That's
repeat.
why we have podcasts.
literally the only reason. That's what I was thinking about a second ago, not to make this again about me. We'll get to you in a second. Um, was when I was about to share my opinion about the Cecily thing, I was like, should I even like nobody cares about my opinion? And then I thought, this is my podcast.
Yeah.
Like we can say whatever we
Let it
want
be
on here.
known.
Yeah. Okay, anyway, back to you. So, is there anything pressing that you just want to share about the year? How are you feeling about this like turning of age? What am I trying to say there? Age birthday. Okay. How are you
Okay.
feeling about this birthday?
I'm feeling excited. This was like my first year of being an actual adult. So that's definitely been an experience. And I don't know, I do feel like I've gained more adulthood confidence,
Mhm.
but also at the same time feel so dumbfounded in how everything works in being an adult, like taxes and stuff like that. But
Of course.
I think that this was like my intro to adulthood, and next year will be like, she's an adult. Like, she's on her own. So I'm excited, but also like missing being a child.
Yeah, I felt that.
But
I think you get more than 1 year intro though. You get all the intro years that
yeah, no, but this was like, okay, she's got a full time job. Like,
yeah, kind of your
really.
trial. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if you don't mind, I'll just go ahead and jump into my questions that I have
Go
planned for you.
right ahead.
So, I want to start out looking backward at the year in review and maybe like your life so far in review. And then we'll talk about the present a little and then we'll look to the future. So, first
Okay.
of all, what would you say is your favorite memory from this past year?
Oh, from this past year.
Yes.
Oh, I would have to say getting engaged. Like, that would be, I guess it's the most significant memory, and it's just crazy that it even happened, I feel like. But it's been so sweet ever since, and just, I don't know, like, I still am obsessed with my ring, and like, I'm planning a wedding now, and it's just like that's one of the memories you'll always, like, you tell your kids about, and it's just a conversation that never is forgotten. Like, I'll be talking about it for the rest of my life. So
Yeah.
I would say that.
It has been such a big year for you. That's what I have in my notes here to talk about. Um, you've kind of had like probably I guess the most monumental year of your life thus far. I mean, you graduated
Yeah.
college, started an adult job, got engaged, got a new car,
Yeah.
um, started a podcast.
Yeah. There's been a lot happen this year. So
Yeah,
it's
your life
been
looks quite a bit different than last year.
definitely, yes, definitely.
So, looking a little bit further backward, I want you to share because you have a lot of funny stories. I want you to share one of your favorite memories from your whole life, from like your childhood.
For my whole life. Well, I'm going to share the one that you told me to share, and then I'll share another one.
Okay.
Laura Grace asked me this question and then told me what I should say.
I was just trying to jog her memory of
Yes.
stories from her childhood.
And she's so right. This was such a funny memory. So growing up, we always had yard sales with like my grandparents, my mama, and every summer. And we were having one at my old house, and I was a very, I guess, outspoken child. I didn't let any thought go unspoken, unfortunately. So I'm like riding around on my tricycle. I have a large pile of sweet tea in my arms. That was my mom's. Sipping
Obviously.
on it with some sass, of course. So I'm riding around, and this questionable character comes up our driveway. So obviously, attention perked. I'm on
Mhm.
it. I go up to my mom, take a swig of her tea, and I say, "What in the name of the corn on the cob is that?" And I just do another lap, back on my tricycle, back at it, leave it at that. And that's probably one of my mom's favorite memories as well. She loves to tell that story. And then this is like not one of my all time. I'm sorry if you can hear my dog barking. This isn't one of my all time favorite memories, but it's the first one that came to my mind when you asked. When I was in fourth grade, we took a trip to Minnesota, and by car, may I add, it was like an 17 or 18 hour drive. And this was in the days of duct tape, when duct tape was like the craze. Everybody had duct tape wallets, purses, prom dresses, like, it was crazy. Me and my sister sat in the back seat of our car and made duct tape purses from Tennessee to Minnesota, 17 hours, till our fingers were raw. And then we tried to sell them.
I remember the duct tape. You and your sister had like you were more into the duct tape era than most people.
Yes, we were on it. But I don't know, I just like we would like have our little stations on the back of mom and dad's chairs. We'd have our duct tape taped there, going ham. And then we got to Minnesota and we taught all of our cousins how to make the stuff too. So it was really fun. But it was just a memory that came to my mind.
I love it.
But
It's fun to reflect
it is so fun.
on childhood memories, especially like around the holidays or like your birthday or anything that makes you think of like years prior.
Mhm.
Um, and with your siblings. Like I feel like there are
Yeah.
just so many sibling stories that are so funny, but like really only to you and your siblings. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
I've been thinking about that a lot with the holidays coming up and all of us being spread out. Anyway, okay. Tell me about some of your favorite pieces of content that you've consumed this year, like books, TV shows, TikTokers, music, whatever.
Well, I will say that music-wise, obviously Taylor Swift. I've been consuming a lot of her, a lot of Sabrina Carpenter this year, which was a change up from last year.
Hmm.
So she's definitely probably gonna be on my Spotify Wrapped, which I'm so excited about. Um, Other than that, like new country singers, Zach Top. Been listening to a lot of him,
Hmm.
and a tried and true for me always is the Pistol Annies, which is Miranda Lambert's old band.
Amen.
Some of my favorite content, like movie wise, oh my gosh, I'm like drawing a blank on any movie that's been produced.
The only thing that's
What?
coming to my brain is Wicked. You
We
just
haven't
went to
even
the
mentioned
movies.
it, which was very good. We watched the best Christmas pageant ever. Do you remember reading that in school?
My mom was talking about it, and I don't really remember it, but I know
It
that we
was so
did.
good. It was so sweet. Like, I definitely recommend everyone going and seeing it.
Oh, you saw It Ends With Us?
Thank you for bringing that up. Such a good movie. Loved that movie. I really haven't been to the movies like a ton like I did during the year of Barbie.
Yeah, I sort of say,
But
didn't we go to a movie together this year, though?
I did, and I can't, was it It Ends? Well, me, you, and our moms. We went to It Ends With Us. That's what we went and watched.
No.
Wait, or did I go with Lainey?
I sort of say, that was
Oh,
not me.
I went with Lainey. Sorry. Um,
Oh, shout
so
out
you
to
would have been
Lainey.
invited.
No,
Me,
I was already
Lainey,
in Lexington when that movie came out.
yeah, me, Lainey, and our moms. We went, sorry, and watched It Ends With Us, and it was so. That's honestly like one of the best movies that I've seen. I have
Yeah,
to
and that's
say.
a hot take. Most people don't like it, but we love it.
No, yeah, and I didn't think I was going to, which is even better.
Yeah.
Show wise, I really don't. I mean, we've been watching Outer Banks, their new season. We're Outer Banks fans, although sometimes hot take, it can be kind of cringy.
Totally. I haven't watched. I'm not really a Outer Banks fan, but
I know I'm gonna like listen back and go look at my Netflix account and be like, "Molly, you're so stupid. Why didn't you talk about any of these?" But yeah, I haven't honestly read a lot of books this year.
didn't you you listened to, sorry, you watched Monsters with the
I haven't finished it yet, but it was
oh.
very good. It's very like triggering to watch. It's kind of one of those shows you got to take in strides.
I feel like you've been watching like The Witcher and stuff, that kind of vibe.
Yeah, yeah, but that they haven't come out with a new season in a minute, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
Oh,
don't know.
I
Those
feel
are
you.
just a few. I
Yeah.
could pull up my Netflix account, but I feel like that would be just a little bit much.
Yeah. Okay, this one is one that you ask me. Some of these are ones that you ask me, and some of them I just thought of that I wanted to know about you. This one is describe your perfect birthday.
Oh, how do you even begin?
This is actually kind of a hard question, even though we're both like big birthday people.
Mhm.
And also in this question, briefly describe why we like our birthday so much and what you think it is about your birthday that you just enjoy
We're
so much.
so self-centered, it's not even funny.
Literally.
No, you and I are just both celebratory people.
Exactly.
We love to celebrate others. We love to celebrate ourselves. Like, I feel like life is too short to just go by and not congratulate, celebrate, or have fun on random occasions.
Mhm.
Which is also why I had such a hard time with my wedding because I knew I wanted a celebration, but I didn't want to fork up the money for that kind of celebration,
Yep.
which unfortunately I still am. But that's simply why. It's just because I like when people feel special and I like helping people feel special. So I also like to feel special. And that's about it. My perfect birthday would be starting the morning off at a coffee shop, coffee, breakfast. I would love to be in a good mood enough to go thrifting and actually have some success.
Yep.
We'll stop at like a little deli for lunch. I'm obviously in a cute outfit that I just feel beautiful in.
Mhm.
The weather, like there's a chill breeze because it's November, but like not freezing.
Mhm.
And chill breeze, I mean like 60. Um, and then we'll come back, change, get all dressed up, go to a nice dinner, and then have dessert, maybe go to the movies. I love going to the movies. But really just like a wholesome day that's jam packed full of, I don't know, all the things that I love, which is basically coffee and thrifting and my friends and my family. And yeah, so I
I
would say
love it.
that.
That sounds like a perfect birthday to me.
I don't know, just nothing extravagant, but just being intentional. I think
Yeah.
that's the big thing with birthdays is just being intentional.
Yeah.
So,
I agree. And another thing is it's fun to, like we're doing right now, reflect on the year. And I
yeah,
think when I spend a lot of time like celebrating or reflecting on my past year, it's easier to like break my years up into my ages. It's still
yeah,
difficult because I never know how old I was when anything happened,
I
but
know. I am the same way. But
it's
yeah.
it's fun. Okay. Next, and this is kind of a I kind of want to save this one for last, but I'll go ahead and do it because it's kind of like looking to the past, as I was saying. And now we're in kind of present too. But what is
Hmm.
the best piece of advice that you have received, or if it's easier to think of for you, what advice would you give to your younger self?
My best piece of advice that I have received, I would say, was just like growing up in school. Um, my parents would always harp on kind of trying to include everyone and trying to be like self aware of checking on other people, I guess you could say.
Mhm.
Or just like if you see someone that's being left out, just simply invite them. And I'm not saying that I upheld that all my years or that I've been perfect in that, but I do think as a child it made me more intentional of like if I see someone that, feels left out or is eating alone. I think that was a big one in elementary school is like if they're sitting alone eating, just simply ask them to eat with you because you never know what someone's going through. So I think just being considerate, like
Mhm.
this isn't just your life, everyone's experiencing this life. And to them, like they are the main thing, and you never know what they're going through. So it takes literally zero effort, and you never know what might blossom from it. You might find
Yeah,
your dearest friend in the world. So,
totally. I think you've always been really like the best at that in our
um,
like friend group
that
or
might
like
be
our grade, you know.
hot take.
That's always been that's not a hot take. Everybody thinks that.
Well, I appreciate that, but I think that we've been very lucky with the people that we've grown up with. Everyone has been, I don't know, we just got really lucky. Everyone considers others and
Yeah, I think
is
so
kind
too.
to one another. So,
For sure. Shout out
I
to our
mean, not saying that we're all perfect and that we've never had hiccups, but we have, and I think we're better because of it.
I agree. And I really like what you said about and we've talked about this before, but it's like everyone's first time living. Like everyone's just
Yeah.
kind of trying to get through and like be as happy as they can and have friends and stuff. And anything
Yeah.
that you do to make other people's journeys easier is definitely going to be worth it. Even if
Hmm.
it's because it's never a big deal to you, but it can be a big deal to those people, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Um okay, we're getting a little sappy and philosophical. Um so, in that same vein, how do you think your 13-year-old self, so 10 years ago, would react to your life now? And
I
this is
think
a very big time in your life, so this is, like,
yeah,
this
I think
time
she would be
specifically.
gagged.
I think so too, especially about our podcast.
Yes, for sure about our podcast. I think literally last year's self would be shocked about the podcast.
Yeah.
Even though we're not talking because the day that we hit our 1 year anniversary, we're gonna be talking about us having a podcast. So I'm trying to just save all that for then. But I think that my 13-year-old self would be dumbfounded that I'm marrying Colin, because he just was not on my radar at all. So I think that she would be very shocked. And sometimes, like, Colin and I will talk about it, just how, like, our lives were always, like, kind of in the same parallel, but not going towards each other at all.
Mhm.
And then just randomly one day they were. And the fact that, like, we're getting married feels really, because I, like, think back to young Colin in elementary school. And, like, I had such a big crush on him. And he literally never paid attention to me at all. So I was like, okay, whatever. Goodbye. And I,
Yeah.
like, found a new crush of the week. And the fact that, like, we're gonna get married is just really weird.
Yeah.
So I think that she would be absolutely surprised at that. I think she would be surprised that I'm a nurse because literally in high school I was saying I did not want to be a nurse, and here I am. So I think that she would be surprised in that. But I also think that she would be proud of me.
I
So
think so too.
yeah.
Knowing you now and your 13-year-old self, I think she'd be very proud of you.
Well, thank you.
Okay. Now, less sappy. Give us one celebrity and one influencer that are your favorite slash have been your favorite for your 22nd year or your 23rd year. How did we figure out? Did you just finish your 23rd year?
Huh?
Didn't we talk about this on my birthday episode? Did you just finish your 23rd year and you're starting your
No, I'm
24th?
finishing my 22nd year and I'm starting my 23rd year.
Okay, so throughout your 22nd year, who's been your favorite? Or now, whatever.
Oh my
A
gosh.
celebrity and an influencer. We're going to separate the two.
So I'm going to start with influencer because celebrity might take me a second.
Okay.
Influencer wise, I would say that Emily Kaiser has been definitely a comfort influencer for me. And then I don't even know this girl's last name, which makes me sound terrible, but her name's Kennedy. She's a nursing student and she
Oh,
lives in
yeah.
like Utah. And I don't know, like, she's just very wholesome in herself. But she's also been like posting about her struggles with nursing school and stuff, and it's just very relatable. So I've been really obsessed with the two of them. And then celebrity wise, oh my gosh, this is crazy. Um Obviously Taylor Swift, like, I'll
Always.
always be obsessed with her. I feel like she doesn't even really count in my
I
book.
agree. It's always Taylor Swift, so
Yeah, I
you
need to
don't have to say
I
that.
need to spice it up some. I will say I've been more lenient to Hailey Bieber this year. I've been
I really appreciate that.
more I've been more accepting of her.
I
Um,
love
I'm wearing Road right now. So her and oh my
and
gosh,
Sabrina Carpenter.
for sure. Actually, yes. Obsessed with her
Yeah.
and all that she does and just the vibes that she brings. So I would say the two of them.
I think those are excellent choices, personally. Okay. Now, you have, as we discussed, a very big year coming up. You have your
Mhm.
wedding. We have our anniversary of the podcast, just as big a deal as your wedding. We have,
Absolutely.
we have your brand new car. We have just a lot going on these days.
Mhm.
Your honeymoon, probably. Well, I guess definitely. So
And
obviously you're excited for those things, but let's talk about some like small aspects of those things that you're most excited for. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
are you most excited for like picking out your invitations, your decorations? You know what I mean?
yeah. So our podcast 1 year, I'm just excited for the whole vibe of it all.
Me too.
Like we said, anything to celebrate, like, even though it literally probably means absolutely nothing to no one else,
Yeah,
it's a big deal to us, and I'm excited for that.
me too.
Going to, like, my wedding and stuff, I'm so excited to pick out the invitations. Like, I feel like that's one of my main things I'm excited for. And I'm really excited about the details. I feel like you and I both are just a very detail-oriented type of person,
Yeah.
people. So I have, like, in my mind, something cooking for my guest book I'm so excited about.
Me
And
too.
then I have some of my invitations and stuff kind of picked out. So I'm really excited to just try to focus on the details, and I'm excited to start intentionally thrifting for it. And I don't know, I'm just excited for the decorations of it all.
Yeah.
And I'm fear that I'm going to be like obsessed with the details, like to the point it's gonna drive me crazy.
Like Bridezilla vibes.
No, we're not. I'm not doing that. Like, I don't care if it's where we're having it is on fire. Like everyone will be calm.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you won't let your obsession affect the people around you.
I hope not. And if I do, I want you to put a noose around my neck.
Well, I'm not gonna do that because it's your
Please.
wedding. But I
Okay.
actually have something that I'm really excited about for your wedding that I want to find. Just as this is like a little teaser, and it's possible that I won't find it because I would have to thrift it. But yeah.
Oh
So
my God.
I'm really excited about the details of your wedding as well.
Me too. And like we need to go wedding dress shopping soon. So which makes me like want
Man,
to gag.
actually might cry.
Like I'm nauseous.
Anyway, moving as we this okay, I have two more questions and they're sort of similar. One is a little more broad, so we'll start with that. What is just some, you know how people say like they're three words just okay, to describe like their style? Give us like a mood board word situation for your next year. Like a couple words, phrases, whatever, to describe what the vibes are.
Um Obviously
So,
I'm gonna have to go grandma.
okay.
Love just thinking about like my wedding and like my future home. I love thrifted things. I love to dress like I'm your grandmother. Which like I might need to tone down just a little bit,
I don't
but
think so. I really enjoy it.
thank you. You like watching, so you can leave a mean comment.
Yeah. In my burner account.
Um, I would say also like not cluttered but clean, but also I don't know, it's like I don't want it to be cluttered, but I don't want it to be so clean that there's nothing. I want it to be very intentional, I guess you could say.
Mm-hmm.
Just like with how I decorate, how I style myself. I don't want to just, you know how like your desk can look super clean on top, but the fact that the drawers are cluttered like makes you insane?
Mm-hmm.
I
Oh,
don't
really?
want that. I just want everything intentional. So I want to be an intentional grandma who also I really want to be like in love with everything that I own this year. I want to be very intentional about like what I buy and what I keep. I want to be 100% in love with like all my clothes, all my decorations. If it's not like making me happy, then I don't want to keep it
Yeah.
because I feel like that is also how I'm going to be like not cluttered. Because
Yeah.
I have a really bad habit of like if I'm thrifting, I'll be like, oh, it's so cheap, and like I would possibly wear it. I might as well just get it, and then I have a closet full of possibly wears that never get worn. Is that kind of what you meant with that question?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. Um, I've also kind of been forgetting that you're like gonna move into a house and like decorate a house. That's huge. You're starting, I think that it's good that you have this mindset right now because you're literally starting like not a new life, but like kind of as
Yeah.
much a new life as you're ever gonna start. So
I
I
feel
think
like
you need to be
also
very intentional.
I am unfortunately so in touch with my emotions that anything will make me cry. And I kind of dread getting married because it's like an ending too.
Yeah.
Okay, bye. We're not talking about it. Let's go.
So I think that makes a lot of sense. We can talk about it at a later episode.
Yes, thank you so much.
Okay, last question.
Like I
What
said,
is
I'm very intact. Please move
I
on
do
now.
want to talk about that.
Not
Um,
today.
yeah, not today. But it is a big topic and I think about that a lot too for you and like for just everybody that's getting married right now. Okay. What is one, just to wrap it all up, one goal that you have for like yourself or your life? And this probably can kind of go back to what you were just saying, but just one goal, put it into words, manifest it on the podcast, of course, so it'll come true for the next year.
I really want to find my purpose. Like, whether it be like career wise or just personal, like aspirational wise. And it doesn't have to be like a lifelong purpose, just my purpose for now. And it doesn't have to be one certain thing, it can be multiple things, like
Mhm.
how I serve others and like what capacity that would be. It could be career related, it could just be my personal like hobbies and joys. I would really like to begin to find my one of my many purposes in life. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I think that's beautiful.
Thank you.
And I think that you will. And I think that something, this is just my conjecture. Conjecture. Is that a word? Conjecture? I think
No, I
so.
have no idea.
I might be combining.
Conjecture?
I'm
I have no
trying to
idea.
say like this is just my thoughts. Like I'm okay, guessing. I think that word, I think that conjecture means that, but I'm not sure. Anyway, I think that you will find that you kind of already know your purposes. You kind of just have to like feed into them more and like kind of nurture them more, if that makes sense.
Yes, I
But
just gotta
that's just a guess that I
use
have.
it,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
where they fit in. So,
exactly. And how you
yeah.
can use like your talents and your gifts and
Yes.
all that stuff. Just those existential questions that are
Right.
always on people's
Like,
minds.
it's not easy stuff anymore. Like, oh my gosh, what am I gonna wear to prom?
Yeah.
It's like, what am I gonna do with it?
Yeah. But then there's also like, what are we going to wear to our 1 year party? Like we still have those easy
Right.
questions too.
Our Grace.
Oh, have we not said that? I thought we
No.
said we were having a party.
No, we
So
didn't. Do
should
you
we
want to
cut it
tell them?
out or should we leave it? If anyone's listening to the end,
Should we tell them?
I mean, should we? Wait, haven't we
Yeah.
already? You already said it.
No, I cut it out.
No, but you just said it a few minutes ago about our 1
No,
year
I
party.
said we're reaching our 1 year anniversary, and I'm just excited. Like, it may not be a big deal for anyone else, but it is for us.
Oh. So what should we do? Should we cut this out or leave it?
Maybe we should just tell them. And if we do, I'm leaving all of this in.
Okay. We can just tell them. Go ahead and break the news.
Oh my gosh,
Wait,
I'm so excited to tell you all
wait, should
this.
we? Is there any like negative to telling everybody? I don't think so.
No, I mean, it's been paid for, so
Okay,
it's
go
happening.
ahead.
Oh my gosh, this is so exciting. This is a grand announcement. One of the things we told you all to stay tuned for, this was one of them. Laura Grace and I are having a 1 year anniversary podcast party.
Woohoo! I'm literally so excited
No,
for
I'm
it.
so excited. And we can finally start talking about the vibe.
Yeah.
It's going to be so good. We're just inviting like our closest friends and family. And they might not come. They might be like, okay, y'all are dumb.
Yeah.
But our parents will come.
Yeah.
And that's all that matters. And we'll be dressed to the nines. Don't even worry.
Like obnoxiously dressed to the nines.
It'll be annoying.
I cannot wait, truly.
I'm so excited.
Even
And
if
like,
we Sorry, go ahead.
and planning the party made me motivated to plan my wedding. So
Yeah, so it's a
that's
double
a good
whammy.
thing. Yeah.
And I also think a lot of our like OG supporters of the podcast are like planning to come. So I'm
Yes.
just kind of literally so excited. We're gonna give a
And we're
speech.
like, we're getting so intentional with our invitations
Yeah.
and like all the decorations. We've already bought some stuff, and I'm so excited for the content that we're gonna make.
Me too. Oh, also, um, I'm never mind. I'm not gonna tell that. I'll tell it later.
Good.
I'll tell you after this. You
Okay.
actually already know
I don't
this,
care if they don't know, but
yes. Okay. So anything else for your birthday episode?
no, I appreciate if you even listened to this episode. Thank you for being interested in my life. It means a lot. I'm so grateful for the year I've had, and I'm excited for the next one.
Me too. I'm so excited to come stay in your house and see your honeymoon photos and go to your wedding.
I
Not
know, it's
not to
so
stress you out, but I'm excited.
but I'm trying to be, like, not stressed. I don't wanna be so, like, caught up in the stress that I forget to enjoy this time.
No, yeah, you need to be very, as we've said a million times, intentional about enjoying it, you know?
And I'm gonna try my hardest.
Good for you.
But thank you all so much for listening to this week's episode. Next week, guys, can we announce what we're gonna talk about next week? Because I'm so excited.
Yeah, go ahead.
First of all, it'll be Thanksgiving. Hallelujah. And we're going to release our Christmas wish list. So stay tuned if you want the loop on what literally everyone is getting for Christmas. I'm
Yep,
so excited. I cannot wait. I'm
'cause
more
we
excited
are
about that than this episode. TBH.
more excited about next week's episode than this week's episode?
Yeah.
Okay, well, then we need to find something better to do for our birthdays next year.
No, I'm just really excited about Christmas.
I know you are so excited about this episode, and I am too, but I feel like I just don't have as many ideas.
Well, I'm just like chronically online looking at all these Christmas wish lists and I'm pumped.
Yeah.
So
And
stay
also,
tuned.
I'm getting one big thing, which is what I'm about to tell you for Christmas. So I feel like I can't ask for like much more.
Yeah. Can't be pushing it.
Anyway, that's all we have to say on
Stay
this episode.
tuned. All right, guys. We'll see you all next week. Happy Thanksgiving. And thank you so much for listening. See ya. Love ya. Bye.
Bye.